Hi ladies, welcome to the Her Show. I'm Trina Titus Lozano, pastoral counselor, licensed and ordained Christian minister, and for this series, I'm your parent coach. I've been married for 38 years. I have 4 grown children, 3 are married, and 11 grandchildren. So I've got a lot of experience parenting, and I'm passing principles from our book, The Home Experience, Making Your Place a Home of Love and Peace. And I know that you know that if your kids are out of control, there's not a whole lot of peace. So I'm teaching you in this series of what character qualities to teach your children, the ABCs of parenting, the absolute basic criteria for raising the next Christian generation. God blesses us from generation to generation, and we want to pass the principles of godly character in our children. The Word of God, this is the plumb line. This tells us the principles to teach our kids, and we want to do it diligently and faithfully. Today, we are on the letter S. S is for structure. Your children need structure. You need structure. This is discipline. This is self-discipline. In fact, it's one of the fruits of the Spirit to have self-discipline. And whenever we have structure, that gives like an external discipline. We all will kind of obey the clock, okay? We will all look at the clock to know what time it is and what time we need to do each thing. So when there's structure, it allows your children to have more security. It gives you more security. It gives the children more security. There's more security and more peace in the family when there is structure. When we look at the clock and we do what the clock says it's time to do. I was recently coaching a young mom and I told her, pretend that you're running a daycare. Okay, so this is your life. You have these young children and you are going to create structure so that your kids know what they are doing every day and you know what you're doing every day. Now, there's never a time that you wouldn't dress up and show up when it was time to go to work. And it's time to go to work by the time your children wake up. So for your own structure, I suggest that you get up early. Yes, Proverbs 31 talks about a woman who will get up early. And I want you to be a woman with structure where you get up early. In fact, ideally, you would have time to spend time with the Lord. You would have time to have a quiet time in the Word and praying to just settle your spirit before a busy day with young children. You would have time to even do a workout, maybe a 20-minute workout. But whatever it is, you are dressed and ready for the day before your kids wake up. That would be the best case scenario. It's not always possible, but that would be the best case scenario. So plan it. Put it on your calendar. Set the alarm clock so that you have structure. Then you can create structure for your children. For instance, a time that you wake them up, a time that you eat breakfast, a time that you clean up, a time that you play, a time for bath, a time for brushing teeth, a time to get homework done, a time to go to school, a time for everything. So there is a play time, there is a work time, there is a meal time, there is a time and a structure for every activity that your family does every day. And it's very important that you keep this structure. This is what creates like a well-oiled machine, okay? And this is the way that your family should operate. It should operate in a way that everybody knows what's going on. Everybody can plan. Dinner is at 6 o'clock. And everybody just knows. And so they can prepare, they can plan, and they know that they should be at the table at 6 o'clock. You can plan breakfast, and when you plan breakfast, you can plan the certain time that is going to be your breakfast time every single day. This kind of structure is what builds security. And I don't want you to be religious about it. It doesn't mean that you can't be flexible at all. But there are times that you really need to have this structure in place. Some structures that my children grew up with every Sunday morning, and I do mean every Sunday morning, was church. Always. Every Sunday morning was church. And my little boy, Bryson, at the time, I woke him up on a Sunday morning and he said, it was sleepy eyes, what's today? And I said, Bryson, today's Sunday. And he goes, oh, we're going to go to church and then watch the races. And I said, that's right. At the time, my husband was a big NASCAR fan, and we would go to church, and then we would eat lunch, then we'd come home and watch the races. Okay, this was a routine, so he knew what was going to happen on Sunday. It created structure. Friday night was pizza night. and Taco Tuesday, you know, so there's different days of the week that we would have a routine and do kind of the same thing week after week after week. It created structure. This brings a lot of security to your children. It brings security to you. It brings security to the whole family. Another thing that we created was date night. My husband and I had a structured date night. So every other Friday night, we had the babysitter come and we would go out on a date. There was structure. It was the same babysitter and we went out the same time every Friday night. It was part of the routine. It was the structure. So as you create structure for your children, you will create a time that everything is done. And when it's time to do something, it's just time to do something because the clock says it's time, okay? The calendar says it's time. And that way, it's not like you're being a nag or like you are enforcing rules. You are just living by the structure that you have created. So if the structure is missing in your home, I encourage you, create a structure that will work for the whole family and stick to it. It'll be worth it. God bless you today. Thank you so much for joining me every Friday at 10, 9 Central on Life Network for Women. Hugs and high fives.